Associates, you probably don't know that I own the Pride Flag Wiki as I haven't made it public on my YouTube, so I do want to make a little intro for that. Yes, I do own it. I'm aware it's a bit weird. I wanted to make this video to make it easier for everyone to be able to upload to it, as not everyone knows how to use fandom. There's a lot of weird code aspects, and it's a lot. So, first thing you see when you go on the wiki is there is a template flag, which I'm going to just show you the rundown here. So, first we have the title, and that's just going to be whatever it is. So, for example, you have a transgender flag here, and then flag. Well, transgender and then flag. The dimensions of the flag is what that is. So when you actually put in the image, I'm gonna go through everything, but it'll be 255 is the important part. The way it works is it's gonna automatically do the second part as it'll adjust based on what image you chose and what the original size was. So if this part over here is different, you're all good. Just make it 255 so that way it's got kind of a general format. It doesn't have to be exact, as I think having to reformat every flag would probably be a bit annoying. The description is right here. So you're going to put the flag representing, and in this case, I'm going to use the example of the trans flag. So the flag representing the transgender community. The meaning of the colors are from top to bottom, and then you would just list off every color, and even if there's a repeat, and then the symbol represents whatever it represents. If something goes by another name, so the transgender flag would have trans here, for example, for short instead of transgender. And then under here would be references, and you can see there's a little citation 1 over here. You're gonna archive whatever the original post was, and then you don't need to do anything else. As soon as you insert the references list under here, it'll have the same link you put over here. And I'll be going over how to do that as well. And I listed some notes. You need to add the flag template. That's very important. That's a newer thing I added in. It's important to add that so that way in the filter by category, I'll show you. We have under search, I've added in a filter by category. It's not done yet. Hopefully in the future it will be done, but you see how it's got this whole list. In order to have the image here and all the information like what colors and what symbol, you need to actually give the website the information. So it doesn't just know. So that's what the purpose of the flag template is, if anyone cared. So the flag I'm choosing is a flag I made called Lovebug. It's a very general, vague term. I made the flag for fun, but it has a beetle symbol. So if you see under here, I've got a whole symbols category. And if you look under help and info, you'll find using a template. Now under here, if you scroll all the way down, there's a list of symbols. Now this list of symbols is put into a template. Alright, so this is the template that will be put on every page. I'll put this in the description if you want to edit it yourself. It is code, and I might in the future protect this page just because it's such a valuable page. So if you need to ask the owner, me, or a wiki admin, feel free to do so. You can comment on this video, or if you're in the Discord server, feel free to ping me or DM me. And this just shows everything that the flag page actually tells the wiki. It says the colors, the number of stripes, which will be just the actual number is all you have to type in. For the image, you would put example flag.png. So for if it was the transgender flag, you would type in transgender flag.png, and then the file is going to be able to show up. And for the symbol, the way I've been doing it is you just need to type in what the symbol is. You don't have to put in symbol afterwards. This is the actual code for it. I know it looks like a lot, but if you look closer at it, it's quite simple. So here are the symbols. So you can see here on the left is what you type in. So for example, if I were to just type in flower, it'll automatically add in the category flower symbol onto my page, and it will also tell the wiki that the flower symbol has been added on. So as my flag that I'm adding has a beetle symbol, I'm going to copy here the whole thing. I like to keep it alphabetical, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Make a little space here. I'll paste what I have. Paste. And I should probably say the way, if you don't know how to copy paste, you just hold down and then paste. Or it might be different on whatever device you're using. Now here, I'm editing what you need to type in. And what I want people to be able to type in is just beetle. And then the symbol, the category, is going to be called beetle symbol. Alright, and that is all I need to do. So if you're adding in a new category, you gotta go here. I'm gonna save. So now when I use the template, it should be able to add that. And then I'm gonna also want to go here, edit the page. I'm gonna want to scroll down and just add in beetle. So now people know that the symbol already exists. Alright, now we can actually start the process. This will be a lot easier if your symbol already exists or if it doesn't have a symbol at all now. So, my identity is called Lovebug. That is not at all how you spell Lovebug. There we are. And then flag. And that's all you have to put for the title. And you're going to want to press next. And now it'll actually show you just a blank page. Now this might seem a bit stressful, but all you have to do is first put in the description. Now, the description starts as the flag representing. And in this case, if it's a sexuality, you would put, for example, asexuality. If it's something not like that, I like to put the blank community. Now, we're already going to have to do something. So, in terms of whatever it is, you're going to want to highlight it. Move that out of the way. And then the little, if you can see where I'm highlighting, the chain is going to be able to link somewhere. Alright, so on my Tumblr, I posted the flag. So what I'm going to want to do, because this is where I posted the original definition. So you're going to want to go to somewhere where the original definition is posted. For example, if it's a gender, you may want to go to the Queer Plus Wiki Oasis, which is where the gender wiki's moved. It has a lot of genders, so you're going to find the most accurate or original definition there. If it's a sexuality or whatever, you might want to look through other wikis on fandom. That's usually where my go-to. If you know the coining post and it's an original term, then you're going to go here. So I'm going to copy the link and then go back straight to where I was. It's going to be an external link. I put there and then done. So now people can know what Lovebug actually means when they're looking for the flag. Alright, now the next thing I want to tell them is the colors represent from top to bottom. Now, if your flag does not say what the colors represent, you can type in the colors, or the meaning of the colors are unknown, and you can also put the colors have no meaning if the person who originally made it has stated that. But in this case, I did add meaning, so the colors represent from top to bottom, bugs, asexuality, other forms of attraction, which I did originally have it just represent bug colors, but I would like to to include other forms of attraction, so I'm kind of changing the meaning here. Other forms of attraction, aromanticism again, platonic attraction, and romantic attraction. Now, I like to include if a certain color is a reference to another flag. So, for example, the green is a reference to the aromantic flag, and the orange is a reference to the aplatonic flag. At least I think it was the aplatonic flag. So for the aromantic flag, you can also link to within the wiki. So once again, we're going to want to press this little chain, and the aromantic flag will be right there. So that way people can check out the flag and see the green stripe for themselves. Now I think I've put aplatonic. I have not, so unfortunately that's going to go without a link for now. Then we want to define the symbol. The symbol represents bugs, as it's just a beetle. So now that we've typed it in, we're going to want to press insert and go to images. Now the image isn't here, so we're going to go to upload and select a file. Might want to agree to that. It's just the policies. Alright, now that you've selected your image, you're going to press upload. You're going to title it Love Bug. Now for the description, the way I like to do it is the Love Bug, or whatever it is, flag, comma, designed by blank user, in this case Tumblr user, and the username on that is the Splinker. And you're going to want to copy this because you're going to need it in just a second. Press save, and then alright, so I found the solution. For some reason it only seems to work when I turn my tablet to the side, so that is odd. But you just press use this image, and I'm going to turn around again, and it's going to ask you for a caption, which is what will actually be visible while on the page, which is why I wanted you to copy it earlier. Now when you go to advanced, you need to pick a custom image size, and if you delete the whole thing, it won't let you. So what you do, put in 255. Now this happened to be the right size, so it's exactly 255 and 153. It's going to want to be centered right, and we want to go back here. So for Tumblr user, I like to, or for whoever the user is, I like to go here, highlight their username, click this link, and I'm going to go back to Tumblr. Now that I'm here, we're going to find whoever the user is and copy link. Now we're going to go to external site, though I think if you put it in like this, it automatically does. And we have one link there, and what we want is this time we're going to press cite, new reference. Now we're going to go back to Tumblr. Now that we found the original post that has the flag, now this one is sometimes going to be the same as the definition link, sometimes it's going to be different. In this case, this one's the one we want to archive as it contains the flag. So I'm going to copy the link. We're going to go to Google. We're going to go to the Wayback Machine. Now, the archive for your link might already exist, so you can search for it here, but I know my archive does not exist, so you can save it over here. So we're going to paste that link here and save the page. Alright, now our link has been captured. So we're going to want to hold that, copy the text, copy the link address, but I'm going to put this in first because I already have it pasted. So we're going to paste that in there, press insert, and now we have a reference. Now I'm going to insert this so that we already have it, and you see it already starts setting itself up. Now I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to highlight this. Alright, so we've got the general layout. Now what we want to do is we're going to want to go here, this thing. We're going to want to make a heading. I'm going to put other names in, and you just press this the enter key and it'll automatically go down. I'm going to put in Love Bug with a dash as another name. I'm going to want to do this one more time for references, and you're going to want to insert more references list, and it'll automatically put the reference we put in. Okay, so now we have the page looking really nice. What we're gonna want to do though is we're gonna first add some categories. In this case, the other category, and identify flags as a category, and then it's free so it can be found. Now we're going to want to insert paragraph, go to insert up here, and we're going to want to insert a template. The template is called flag, and it was from earlier, if you remember. Alright, so the colors we have are the ones we're going to want to check mark. So we have blue, we have red, we have green, we have brown, orange, and purple. So in here we're going to want to put all lowercase yes to show that we do in fact have the color. The flag should have 7 stripes, but we can always go back and change it. And the file name, as we put in earlier, was lovebug. Now this will show up, so we see lovebug flag. We can just put that there, it'll fill in for us. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 2 shades of green, so it should be 7 stripes. And then we're going to want to check mark the symbol button. And if you remember from earlier, all we have to type in is beetle. And I think I might have to turn this to the side. Alright, and now we press insert. And at the moment, it's going to show a little flag template here, but once we click save at the bottom here, we no longer see it. You can see we have the categories that we added. We have the beetle symbol. Now what we want to do is, since the beetle symbol does not exist yet, we're going to want to create it. And we do this by adding first a description, then we're going to want to go to these 3 lines, categories, and add the symbol category, if I can type it right. Alright, we're going to press save. And now this exists. We're going to want to go back to our page, and we're also going to want to create the identification flags category. We're going to want to add this to categories. And now our flag is fully formatted. And we're done.